Hi everyone. Let's go through some of our material from week 5 and move on to week 6. So last week we were talking about human resources within the healthcare environment. So you explored, human resources and staffing overall, some of the legal regulatory environment involved there, and some of the things we had specifically talked about are staffing shortages and burnout. So some of those things were important in our discussion. And then you had your group case study that you did as well. So looking forward to looking at those. If you haven't already, I think I've received the majority of them, but if you haven't, please make sure that you've submitted your self and peer assessment as well as your assignment itself. And then we had our quiz and our Ed puzzle last week. So let's take a look at the quiz. There were a few questions to review. So let's see. So first question, major federal law affecting human resources primarily addresses, and so our answer is protections for applicants and rights of employees, safety of the workplace, accommodations for people with disabilities, and actually all of those are correct. There's law in all of those different areas. So all of those are the types of things that impact human resources in an organization. So think about like the Americans with Disabilities Act, the OSHA laws that protect us from a safety perspective, things like the Equal Opportunity Employment Act, things like that, which protect folks that work in facilities as well as folks that are applying. So lots of, and that's just a few of the many that were in the textbook that fit within each of those areas. So all of those things impact human resources regularly. Next one, human resources staff use of third-party websites can assist in. So our answer is recruitment, retention, employee performance appraisals, recruitment and retention, or none of these are correct. So one of the things that we really see third-party websites in regularly, constantly, as you guys apply for jobs, apply for new jobs, apply for current jobs where, fresh out of school, going to get a new job in the healthcare setting, you'll see that the notion of third-party websites with regard to recruitment are crucial. Things like LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, all sorts of places like ZipRecruiter, tons of different third-party sites that we can use as recruiting tools, so we can put our jobs out there, and then as job seekers we can go out to them. Like for example, my background's in compliance, so I can go out to the Society for Compliance and Ethics site, or I can go out to the Healthcare Compliance Association site, and they have job postings out there with organizations that are affiliated with them, and they post their jobs. So third-party websites become very important in recruiting, especially it used to be you would recruit for a position, you would post an article, or not an article, an advertisement in the newspaper, and you would be able to recruit from your general area. Whereas now we really can recruit from all over. So we're not just finding the best people, like for example, we're not just finding the best people in the Pittsburgh area, we can find the best people across the country for jobs. So third-party websites really do impact recruitment, not so much retention or employee performance appraisals. We may use third-party software for performance appraisals, but that's not something that would just be out on the web. And same with retention. We may have retention programs that involve different things, but not so much websites. So that's that. Next one, which of the following is an example of a workforce planning and recruitment function? So when you think about what are the roles, what is within workforce planning and recruitment, this is the process of before we even have a job to post. So that's the workforce planning part. And then recruitment is posting jobs, interviewing, etc. So of our answers, assessing employee performance, no, that wouldn't be it because these aren't employees yet. Managing compensation and benefits, well, that's probably not going to be it either. Once someone is recruited and they've decided to come to work here, we may have to deal with compensation, but it's not really part of the planning and recruitment function. That would be more of the hiring function. Advertising for employees, absolutely, that's a large part of it. And then training and development, again, not really a part of that planning and recruitment That's once someone is hired on. So that's our answer there. Oh, we do have another one. Job analysis is necessary to, so define jobs, determine projected staffing needs, evaluate employee performance, or all of the above. So job analysis is really just that, analyzing a specific job and making a determination as to what is within that position. So HR might do a job analysis to help to write or rewrite a job description, define the role of that job, understand how that job is part of the entire organization. But it really isn't about staffing needs or employee performance. It's really about the definition of that job. You're doing an analysis to define the job. And that's it. So let's hop over to the classroom. So we're in week 6 now. And let's see. Let's move down to week 6. Oh, we're already in week 6. Sorry. So week 6 is operations, quality, and process improvement. So that's our next piece that we'll be looking at. I do want you to, this little video here about quality improvement, it'll really give you a nice overview of QI, and it's very short. I think it's only a couple minutes. So it'll give you a good overview, but then there's also a guide to quality improvement methods and some other resources in the classroom about quality improvement. It's important that you watch and read those things because it'll relate to our assignment that we're doing this week. So for the discussion, we're going to be talking about the notion of the complex organization within a healthcare setting, and how all of the different stakeholders, what are the types of things that we need to do, how do we engage our stakeholders, etc., when we're making these complex decisions. So that will be our discussion for this week. But then also we have a written assignment regarding quality improvement. So, and this is what I've seen some students kind of fall off the path on this assignment. So I do want to point it out. So as the assignment discusses, we've already talked about quality improvement overall. Like that's something that we've talked about in the classroom. What I'm looking for you to do is you can give a short intro to kind of describe quality improvement, that's fine, or quality management, but the focus of the paper, I want you to choose one of the process improvement methods that we've discussed, or even another one that maybe we haven't talked about. So something like CQI or TQM or Six Sigma or Lean Six Sigma or any of those types of things. Choose one of those. Tell me about it, give me some detail, discuss the method, then talk about how does it make improvements, how does it apply to healthcare, has it been effective in healthcare organizations? You can go out and find multitudes of case studies on these things. I want you to dig into one of the methods. Some students just write me a 4-page paper about quality improvement. That's not really what I'm looking for. You can give an intro to it, but I want more. I want some depth on a method. So choose a method and tell us about it, so that we can see where your knowledge base is there. Obviously, we have our quiz and our Ed puzzle. So that's all we have for this week. Any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out. But otherwise, I will see everyone in the classroom. Thanks.